What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Garage Built Podcast. My name is Ethan, and I'm joined today by the first person I reached out to and the hardest person to track down because he's busy. We'll get into that.
I like being mysterious.
Daniel Diehl. Welcome to the podcast, Daniel.
Thanks for having me, Ethan.
Super stoked to have you here. Little bit of background about how I know Daniel. Kind of a funny way that I met you.
Yeah.
Because I lived in the apartment below, one of the apartments below our friend Justin.
Yep.
And then I get a text from Justin one night that says, "Hey, you're going on a triple date with me and my friend Daniel tonight."
That's right.
And I was like, "Okay, sounds good." It was like 2020, end of COVID. I mean, end of our COVID. We didn't pay attention to COVID very much, did we?
Those were like the glory years.
Those were good times. They were good times. And then I hop in a Suburban, and there's Daniel.
Yep.
And it was a fun time. Did you talk to those girls at all after that? Because I didn't.
But you remember what we did for the date, right?
I remember. Oh, yeah. It was
Are
one
we
of the
allowed
coolest.
to say what we did?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We smacked some golf balls into
Off the top of the mountain.
Squaw Peak Canyon,
so
dude.
fun.
It was awesome. Such a ride.
Yeah, no, I literally haven't talked to them since then.
Oh, yeah. Me either.
So
it was so much fun smacking golf balls into the canyon.
It was just a date for the guys.
It was
honestly.
really just for the boys to get to know each other. And we played golf how many times
we would
since
do
then?
campus golf, too.
Oh, yeah.
We'd go on campus.
The Clifford Classic. Do you remember that? Daniel's an ideas guy, and I love him for it.
Those are some good times.
But beyond that, besides being such a great friend and just a great guy all around, Daniel is also an entrepreneur. And you kind of have a unique path to that. And we're going to get into that today. But like and subscribe, follow along. Daniel's story is really, really cool. And there's a reason why we want him on here. So let's just start out. What is it exactly that you do?
Well, right now, the business that I do, we are mobileemissions.com. I started this company. We're the first mobile emissions and registration company or testing station in the United States. So
in the United States?
The United States.
Whoa.
Yeah, so kind of a fun flex to be able to say that.
Yep.
And it's kind of a niche thing. Sometimes people ask what I do, and I say it, and then they look at me like,
what?
What does he do?
Because you got to think, I mean, mobile detailing's been a thing for...
I don't even know how long since cars have been around, probably.
I know. I mean, and I've even seen someone do, like, a mobile gas fill-up. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Mobile
mechanics have been a thing, but no one has ever thought of, apparently, mobile emissions testing besides you.
A lot of people have claimed that they've, like... We've run into a few people. They're like,
okay.
Oh, I thought about doing that. And it's like, well, cool, but...
You're not doing it, though.
So...
So, what were you doing before you started doing this?
Yeah, I guess the biggest lead-ins, I guess what I was doing for a job before that. I graduated from college. I was selling cars. That was kind of like my little...
Your intro.
I was earning money. Like, I was just finding a job after college because sometimes it's hard to figure out what you want. I graduated with neuroscience, my degree in neuroscience. And so...
Daniel, what on earth does that have to do with mobile emissions?
You don't see the connection there?
No, keep going. Yeah.
No, there really is no connection. It kind of I got too far in my college career, and I was already doing neuroscience, and I was like, well, I don't want to do medical school, so now what? Might as well graduate. It sounds cool. It's kind of a fun flex.
Cool.
But then I guess kind of what started me down this path of doing the mobile emissions, I took an entrepreneurship class.
Okay.
And the professor, one of our assignments was to write down 4 business ideas a day. So I have
a day.
A day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's like, I don't care how dumb of an idea it is. I don't care if it's already existed. Write it down. Like anything you see. Just trying to get us into the habit of, okay, spotting the opportunities. You know, what is someone's problem? How can you solve it?
Yeah.
And everything. And mobile emissions was kind of one of those ideas.
Yeah.
Amongst a list of many that were terrible.
Like I said, Daniel's an ideas guy, which is so cool.
Dude, it was actually so fun to do.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, if you're in the stage of thinking of an idea, that might be the right way to do it, honestly. Yeah. I mean, something crazy as mobile emissions starts out from that. That's pretty cool. What about the path to get here pushed you to start specifically this, though?
Just like why was this idea the best idea?
Yes. What brought this one? I mean, cream rises to the top. What brought that to the top?
I guess probably what intrigued me was finding out that it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because you have these ideas, and then usually what happens, you go and Google it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, someone already does that, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yep.
So, like, X that out. Like, I'm not going to compete against these multi-billion-dollar companies.
Sure.
But this one was like, okay, why doesn't this exist? And then it kind of got put on the back burner, but then a little while later I was going to go in to get my own emissions done.
Which, by the way, is a terrible process.
Terrible.
Horrible
because
process.
it's run by the government, so can you really expect them to
No. No, you cannot.
Well?
No.
And so when I was doing it, I tried to go in on a Saturday. I was already expired, and going on a Saturday morning, terrible idea.
Yeah.
So I went to 3 different shops, and they all had an hour wait. And so I think it took me like 3 hours to finally get it done, including waiting.
How long does the emissions testing actually take?
It took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 hours for a 10-minute thing that the government requires you to get.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, that idea came up again. And I was like, okay, well, this is dumb. There's got to be a better way to do it.
Right.
And then just being the curious person I am, like, I kind of dug into why. So I found, like, some PDFs of the rules and regulations that counties had. And I, like, read through 80 pages of these rules and regulations.
Yeah, dicing them apart. Yeah.
This is, like, pre-chat GPT, too. So I literally had to, like...
no summaries.
Scroll it through and, like, read through it. So as I was digging, I found a couple reasons where it's, like, the rules specifically say emissions testing has to be done in a building.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Why?
Okay, but why? I had zero knowledge how to do emissions testing at all.
Yeah.
It's like there may be a very valid reason why it had to be done in a building.
Sure.
But I was like, I don't know why. So I talked to a few of the counties. I talked to Utah County, Davis County, Weber County, Salt Lake County. A few of them were friendly than others. A few of them initially just said, no, we're not doing that, and wouldn't give me much information. But then Cache County was one that, like, we actually had a conversation. I learned more about how to do an emissions test.
Sure.
And why this rule is there. There's not really a reason. It ends up there's not really a reason why that rule exists. I know.
Shocker. The government has a stupid rule that has no reason. Yeah. I'm
sure maybe like
this is my shocked face.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Surprise.
Shocker. Yeah.
Maybe in the 80s when it was first created, there was like a reason why.
Sure.
But like, come on, it's 2026. Like,
so the whole idea kind of spawned from this does not exist. No one's gotten it far enough so that it can. No one's talked to the people in the right order, maybe.
Yeah.
That it can exist. And you're just putting yourself out there like, all right, well, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
And part of that was making sure that like people actually wanted that service or like would pay for that.
Sure.
So I actually went to Costco, and for 2 hours I helped people load their groceries into their car.
And just doing market research?
Yeah, and so
I had no idea about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, literally.
What on earth?
So I still have the notes of what people said, and they got a little weirded out because I was helping them on that. But I was like, hey, I just want to ask you a question, like, emissions,
right.
like, doesn't this suck? They're like, yeah. I was like, what if we could do it at your house? They'd be like, I love that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So kind of making sure like people would actually pay for it before actually putting work in to make it become a thing.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were doing business school at the U at this time, right? Or was this before? That came later.
Yeah.
Okay, so what part of that does this fit in?
Yeah, so let's see. I guess I was taking the entrepreneurship class in 22 or 21.
Okay.
I talked with Cache County, pointed out the dumb rules, like, okay, if we just remove this from the rules and regulations, it could make it work.
Right.
I spent 8 months to a year working with them of like, they had to talk to a committee, then another committee, and then get approval for this, right?
Yep.
So
shocker again. Yeah.
I was still selling cars, doing other stuff while this thing was happening. And then December, they finally said, yeah, people think it's a great idea. Like, we got the approvals, let's go. And so I packed up my car and moved up to Cache County in January of 2023.
Yep.
Didn't know anybody, but I was like, let's figure it out.
Up there, just like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after I did that, I guess I was up there for 6 months, and then I joined this program at the University of Utah. So.
Cool. And we'll get into that in a second here too. At what moment did the mobile emissions idea become real? Because like you'd been thinking, every entrepreneur that I've talked to, every entrepreneur that exists, I'm pretty sure has this moment of, crud, is this the right way to go? Am I doing this? Should I do this at all? Where was that moment for you where you were like, yeah, I should be doing this?
I think one of the first moments that hit was when somebody actually paid me to show up.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I wish I could show you I wish I took screenshots of like what the website looked like.
Was it bad? Oh, no.
It was so bad. Because like I don't have any design experience.
Right.
I originally named it Utah Mobile Emissions. Like I bought that domain and then like threw up some logo and I was like, okay, I had a Shopify page.
Nice.
I think one of the few people who reached out to me first was from Georgia. So someone from out of state
Perfect.
reached out and
For
set
Utah
an appointment.
Mobile Emissions?
Yeah, and set an appointment. And I was like,
Huge.
what? But then someone actually
Okay.
in Cache County actually set an appointment. I went and tested their car.
Yeah.
And then they gave me money. And I was like, this is the coolest thing
This
ever.
is
that, like,
crazy.
you want me to do this? You pay me for it?
Yep.
So that was a moment where I was like, okay, this could actually be onto something.
Right. Cool. And now there's also that moment in every entrepreneur's journey where it almost breaks.
Yeah.
So probably a little bit later, people have started giving you money. Counties have started to change their minds and say, you know what? Yeah, like bring it. Let's do it. Where was a moment that nearly broke the idea for you?
Well, I've heard...
If it was today,
Yeah.
don't be afraid of telling us.
It was actually 5 hours ago. Just kidding. I've heard there's always like 3 potential breaking points in like a company's history where it's like they barely made it through by like the skin of their teeth of like making it or not. We've had 2 of them so far.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that
Hopefully
there's not
that
a
one
third.
comes later. Yes, down the road. It's when you're selling the company that's going to... Yeah, exactly.
So I guess the first one of that, I guess I was like 8 months into Cache County.
Okay.
Started this with just my own funds. I had like a few $1,000s.
Sure.
Trying to generate revenue, trying to build this new idea up. And like I was earning some money, but then again, not enough to really cover all my costs,
Yep.
Credit cards are starting to stack up. And then my car breaks down.
Oh, the Honda?
Yeah, so I have a 2007 Honda Accord. It's a stick shift, so it's kind of fun. But it broke down. And I took the mechanic, and then he was like, it's a minimum $3,000. I was like, I bought this car for $4,000. Like,
nearly totaled.
Yeah, I'm not paying to fix this.
Yeah.
And so that was like the only car. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to buy a new car.
Yep.
Like, what am I gonna do here? And then I just sat there and I was like, well, I'm gonna try and fix it. If I mess it up, I can scrap it. I can get $500 out of it. I'm not paying this guy $3,000.
Right.
So between my roommate, Google, YouTube, and like,
Yeah.
it took me 50 hours. I
Oh
had
my
to do
gosh.
deep engine repair. I pulled off the heads, did a like head gasket replacement,
Wow.
and like had to fix some bent valves and everything. It took me so long to do it. But it works.
But it
And the
works
car's
now.
still running good.
Hey, the car still runs good. So you're a mechanic now too.
But that was a moment. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a moment where I was like, everything just kind of snowballed into one.
Yep.
Car breaks down, and I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Like, I've been here for this long. I thought I'd be making millions right now.
As we all do.
I
Exactly.
know.
What
So
was
it's
moment
like-
number 2 then?
It's moment number 2.
Because you
was-
lost the entire mobility of your mobile emissions at a point. Yeah.
I borrowed a friend's
Okay.
Jeep for
Nice.
a couple
Okay.
weeks while I was fixing
Made it work.
The second point was, when I created this, I was like, okay, I'm in Cache County. It's county by county regulated, so I kind of had to work through different counties. But it was always like, okay, if I never get out of Cache County, I'm calling it. Like,
Sure.
I'm not going to stay up here and
Right.
try and get this. Like, my goal is to go across the state, Utah State, and even other states as well. But then working to get into Davis County.
Yeah.
So that almost killed us too.
Yep.
So they were another one who they were open to the idea, and they were like, yeah, but then getting the approvals, it took us another 8 months
Jeez.
to get it done.
Yeah.
And so at any point during that time, it could easily just been like, yeah, not working. Yeah, poof, gone. And then
Yeah.
never working again.
Jeez.
But since then, like, we got that figured out, and now we're in 3 counties. We're in
Nice.
Cache, Davis, and Utah.
Just so good.
Yeah, and we're working on Salt Lake and Weber as well.
Nice. Dude, so good. So there's obviously the moments that almost break it, but you have at the same time, all of us do, where you're like, holy crap, like this could work. We do this right, like taking it to the moon type of thing. What's one decision you made in this entire process that changed everything about the business?
I think it would probably be from the very beginning, just going all in on it. If I would have made this like a side gig for a little bit, I don't think it would be where it's at today.
Yeah.
Like, from the very beginning, just deciding to move up there and just be like, all right, no matter what's going to happen,
I'm doing this.
I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 years of me figuring it out, and now it feels like I finally figured it out.
Right. Yeah.
So it just
You
takes
figured it out.
so
You
much
got a
longer
company,
than
yeah.
you think it does. But like that decision where I was like, okay, I'm dedicated to this. I'm going to see it through to the very end.
Yeah.
If it fails, oh well. Like, I can move on with my life. I can move back in with my parents. Like, worst comes to worst.
Yeah.
But like, at least I'm going to see it through to the end and do my best to make sure it doesn't fail.
Cool. Now, this is the point in the process where you got into the program at University of Utah.
Yeah.
Which you got your MBA, correct?
It's technically, it's a MBC.
MBC.
Masters of Business Creation.
Okay.
So it's still part of like the business school.
The entrepreneur version of it.
It's
cool.
kind of, it's like an MBA for entrepreneurs. Because you have to join it with a business.
Okay.
So there's a few other stipulations with it. But
and what brought you there? Because not everyone does that. Not everyone that starts a business is like, I'm going to go get a degree as part of this type of thing. What brought you to there?
Well, I heard about it from my brother-in-law. He like suggested I look into it. But I think it was part of my background where I was like neuroscience. And I was like, I know this much about running a business,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Like, I feel like I need some sort of guidance on this.
Yeah.
And as part of the program, it was at the beginning. It's a pretty recent program. But they also provide you with a mentor. So I was almost like,
sold.
I want that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Right.
So I got a great mentor, and like we would meet once a week and just like talk through it.
Yeah.
And it was nice because like my family doesn't come from entrepreneurs, so it's like they supported me. Like I love it. They did great, but they also have never started a business, so it's like
so I have no idea what it takes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just wanted to talk to someone who's done it before.
Yep.
And they can tell me when I'm feeling down, be like, don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll turn out okay.
So for people out there who are kind of in the same stage that you were at and they have an opportunity to get a mentor, is that your recommendation that you do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you recommend doing that formally, or do you think informal also works?
I think either works. Depends on like what the mentor is.
Cool.
I'd also try and find someone who's maybe in your same industry or has done a similar business, because it's like if you start a business, you try and do it by yourself, you have to learn all the lessons by yourself.
Sure.
But if you have a mentor who's done it for 30 years, they could be like,
skip all the lessons.
Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do this.
Yeah.
Just skip so much more like the headache of trying to figure it out for yourself.
Interesting. That's a super good segue into talking about something that I love to talk about with the people that I bring on. And it's, what do people think it takes to do what you do? And what does it actually take? Because as a mentor, the mentor knows.
Yeah.
That type of guy knows exactly what you're doing, knows exactly what you're going through, can guide you through it like we're talking about, help you avoid the pitfalls. What do the other side think?
I think a lot of people just see the end result.
Okay.
After like a couple years, and they're like, oh, Daniel, you're successful. I knew you'd be successful.
Right.
I'm like, well, there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Right.
I remember... This is my second business. There was one like weightlifting product I was doing, the Wolf Jack.
Yep, I definitely helped you film some commercials at that too. That was so fun, dude. So funny. And I think we bought one on Amazon. Kylie still has it. It's in our workout stuff. Yeah. And Kylie, I think you said, hey, if you write a review, I'll give it to you guys. Yes, so we did that for you too.
I should show you the second version that we made.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Because it's actually...
Is it pretty funny?
It's actually pretty sick.
Okay, cool.
It's better than version 1. But with that, I remember when I was in the process of figuring that out, on a Saturday, our friends, like Justin and Alex, they were like, oh, we want to go. And they had some plans for the day.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I'm trying to get this idea figured out. And I remember spending 14 hours in my dad's garage.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I didn't feel like I missed out with my friends. It's like I had so much fun just like in the weeds trying to figure out how to make this product and make this business. Where I was like, that was enjoyable for me. I sure love hanging out with my friends, right? But it's not like I missed that. It was like finding the joy in like building the business.
You've gotten a runner's high of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Where you're like,
it's kind of really
dude,
what it was.
I could do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, the people that don't know what it takes to do what you do they naysay? Do they hate on it? Have you gotten negative feedback from people you know that are like, hey, what are you doing? Get a stable job. Has anybody said that to you?
No, thankfully they haven't. I've been almost my worst critic with that.
Okay.
My mom has been very supportive of me.
Good.
And all of it, but...
Sweetheart lady, by the way.
Yeah.
So
great
funny.
Woman, yeah.
We were talking about her when you guys got married. Off camera here is Daniel's wife, but when you guys got married, we were talking to your mom.
Really?
And we were telling her the stories from back 5 years ago, how it was different than now, and we were just getting her to laugh, and I think your sister too. Is so funny. Anyway.
Yeah. So I think no one actually has come out and said it.
Okay.
Because also I think it's like people hear about it and they're like, oh, that's like a good idea. But it obviously takes more than a good idea to build a business
yes,
and
it
earn
does.
money. Right?
Yes.
There's a whole lot of legwork that goes in. But I think for the first probably 2.5 years, I probably thought about quitting every day, where I was like, should I be doing this? I see my friends who are going out there like getting consulting jobs or whatever, and they're making $80,000 in their first year, and I'm like,
you're like, what on earth, dude? Yeah, exactly. Like, how do I get
amazing.
there? Yep.
But it's just recognizing, okay, like seeing the vision at the end, putting the work in, being like, okay, what could this become, and like, how can I get to that point?
That's interesting, because some of the other people I've interviewed previously have brought up that the negative feedback from other people has been a very big chip on their shoulder. Really, where they're like, I have to prove these people wrong.
Yeah.
And some people are like that in my life for sure, but
really?
I kind of feel more like you, where it's like, I am the biggest one putting the chip on my shoulder. I have to prove myself wrong sometimes. So talk us through that. You wake up, what are you thinking? Like those thoughts pop in your head, I should stop this. What are you thinking that gets you past it?
Well, in college, I had the opportunity to have a sports psychology class that I was like a TA for. So it's a lot of like performance training your mind and whatever.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to fight those
the
thoughts
mental
when
game.
it's the mental game, right? And I think that's what a lot of entrepreneurship and even business is like, how do you handle the pressure? A lot of it's external, like monetarily, but also a lot of it's internal, because a lot of the weight of the business is on yourself.
Yeah.
And even like friends or family don't exactly understand that, because they haven't also done it.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of recognizing like, okay, that's there. Focusing on actions that can like solve the problem, and then just keeping an optimistic about it.
I love it.
Where your goal isn't to get rich this week or next month. You're kind of stretching out the timeline, being okay, like, how can I get there in 3 months?
Exactly.
People often overestimate what they can do in a month, but then underestimate what they can do in 3 years.
Yeah. And that's one of the biggest things that previous people have mentioned too, is the imposter syndrome you kind of get.
Yeah.
But then the cure to the imposter syndrome is just blowing past the imposter syndrome
right.
And just like I'm going to win.
Whatever.
I'm going to win. There's no way I don't win. I just have to beat myself at this game type of thing. It's super interesting. So obviously the business is growing. You're getting more counties. Utah County, which we've talked, before this and many other times about breaking into going south. You start in Cache, got Davis pretty relatively quickly. Utah County, Salt Lake County is kind of up next. What are you focused on building right now? What are the next steps for mobile emissions?
Well, when I was in Davis County, like it's a pretty big county, a lot of people. I could have been doing pretty well if I was just running it by myself.
Right.
Like I'd be earning a pretty good living and be like happy with that.
Sure.
But my goal is not to do emissions testing for the rest of my life.
Of course not.
And just be the tester. So it's like I'm trying to flip this, where I'm trying to get the business to operate without me and create the systems where it's like, if Salt Lake County opens tomorrow, like, am I ready to just go, okay,
snap your fingers,
paste,
it's ready to go.
Boom, ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, we're not at the point yet. So I'm trying to build those systems. And even if like another state wanted to do it too, it's like, could I give
Arizona,
someone,
Idaho pop in. They're like, we need this. Yeah.
Could I, if someone wanted to franchise it, could be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's how you do it. Here's the entire playbook.
Yeah.
And that also takes a lot longer than you think. And there's a lot more like, procedures of like, what if a technician calls in sick? It's like, okay, what do you do?
What do you do?
What does the customer when this happens, right?
Yeah.
So there's like an endless list of like things that could possibly go wrong. And how do you create the systems to make your technicians themselves successful too?
So your day-to-day right now is kind of building out those systems, probably still doing some of the work.
Yeah.
You're still doing appointments, most likely.
Yeah.
You've got people that are now doing appointments for you across the different counties. What's your day-to-day like as the boss, but also the owner? How do you split that up?
You literally just have to take one hat, pick up another hat, pick up another hat. Sometimes you're stacking 5 hats at a time.
Right.
And a lot of that doesn't fit into just your 9 to 5 hours of the day. I mean, my wife could probably tell you that. You ever see the meme where it's like husband and wife lying in bed and the wife's like, oh, he's probably thinking about other girls, and the guy's like
thinking about nonsense. Yeah, exactly.
But for me, it's like I'm thinking about the business and like
preaching to the choir, Daniel. Yeah. Preaching to the choir.
So it's like always thinking of the business and like thinking and then actually creating like the systems behind it
Yeah,
too.
a lot of late nights.
A lot of late nights
for us boys.
Yeah,
That's how it goes.
it's fun though.
It's very fun, and you get that spurt of like where you just get ideas
You're
flowing.
like,
Like,
this is great.
but it always happens at like 11:45 p.m. and you're like,
I gotta
write this down. Can't tell you how many times that's happened to me.
Pull out your phone. You're like,
Kylie could probably
something real quick.
tell you how many times that happens to me.
So funny.
So let's we're gonna round to the end here. But if someone is at their day one, no one's starting a mobile emissions business, let's say.
Yeah.
No, there's no competitors. But if someone's at day one in this entrepreneurship journey, what's your number one tip for that person?
I think my number one tip, and then obviously this is coming from like my experience whenever, so maybe it depends on the industry, whatever, but I would say get a customer. Get someone to pay you money. Because like you will get someone, one paying customer to give you more information than like 1,000 surveys.
Yeah.
You can do planning for 6 months and you're like, oh, I think this is what they want. But until you actually get someone to pay you,
that person's going to tell you everything you need to know about what you're doing.
They're going to, yeah, absolutely. You know what's going well and what's not going well. So I think a lot of people, I don't know. And when I first started this, I was like, you know what? If this happens, it's this big of a market. If I only get 1%, like, it's going to be great, right? But then it's like, okay, well, go get someone to pay you today.
Yeah.
And that's kind of our still focus today is like, okay, how can we go get some more customers today? We're trying to grow. Like, how can we get more people, find more people who are willing to pay us for this? And it's just the sales and marketing part of it too.
I love that. So go out, find someone that's going to pay you to do what you do and do it. And get paid.
And get paid for it.
It's amazing advice. I love it. Now, you mentioned this is good. It's a garage themed podcast, right?
Okay.
We're not in a garage right now. I've said this before. I'll say it. I'll keep saying it until we are in one. We'll be in one someday. Some cool stuff will be parked behind us. I promise it's going to happen. But what did your garage look like on day one?
Can I say it was my dad's garage?
You mentioned it before. I was hoping you'd say it again. It was just your dad's garage.
I think I've used my dad's tools in his garage more than he has in the last couple of years.
So funny. So
I always clean up after myself, though, so that's
the good part.
On that one.
He can't get you there. The funny thing is, as I was coming up with the idea for this podcast, you and I had talked about that at golf last year at the at the Swing and Swish.
Okay. Yeah.
And you had mentioned that you had been working in your dad's garage and you'd been fixing your car, all that stuff. Story you told us back then. And as I was coming up with the idea for even just the name of the podcast, it's car themed. I've been a car guy since I was little. It's got to be that. But I was like, all these people I know, Daniel being one of them, started this in a garage. It's got to be garage built. So thank you for the idea. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I take the credit for
it. Steve Jobs are the two, and Bill Gates maybe brought that up, but your garage was your dad's garage, literally.
Yeah.
What equipment did you have? Did you have any? You just rocking your college laptop.
College laptop. He had a lot of tools, which eventually I used for like doing our car build outs and whatever, even the Wolf Jack.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything, like the garage represents like having a space where you can just be creative.
Yeah.
Because I think the whole thing for entrepreneurship is like you have to be willing to look dumb long enough until you're successful.
Until you look smart. Yep.
And you have to go through literally thousands of iterations. So I almost take it as like, I know my first 5, 10, 100 ideas or models of this are going to be dumb.
Yeah.
So I might as well get them out of the way.
Yeah.
So like just
eat the
make
frog.
it. Yeah. Just like make it look as terrible as you can. And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, like this can improve. And then you just continue to snowball and iterate and iterate and iterate. The companies that like never choose to adapt or iterate are the ones that eventually
they die off.
End up dying.
That's so quickly.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's pretty solid. Well, let's finish up here. We got 2 things we're gonna do to finish up. Number 1, I didn't tell you about this, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna look into this camera and you're gonna give a 1-minute pitch for mobile emissions.
Oh,
go for it.
Okay,
go for it.
So our company, mobileemissions.com. Emissions do, we come to you as our tagline. So you know how every year you got to do your emissions and registration. You got to go wait in a dirty mechanic shop. So instead of doing that, we're just going to come to your house. You don't even have to move your car. In your garage, in your driveway, you're at work, your wife's at home busy with kids. We just show up wherever your car is, do the emissions, do the registration, all in 10 minutes. And our customer's favorite part is we actually track all of their vehicles for them. And so you no longer have to remember when your car is due. We'll just text you and say, hey, it's June. Your Raptor is due for emissions, and then we just show up and test it. So that's no longer anything you have to worry about. Remembering it, the emissions, or the registration, we take all that for you and just make it as easy as we can.
Amazing. And where can people find you? Or Mobile Emissions? Both.
MobileEmissions.com. So it's kind of our name. It's also the website. I think that's also a good show of like how we are the first ones, because we were able to get the domain name MobileEmissions.com.
Yeah, you did. And then can they find you on social media places too? Are you on multiple platforms or just Instagram, or what are you guys doing?
Instagram and Facebook, and that's just Mobile Emissions.
Okay.
And we're trying to get more of like that content going. Being in the business, we haven't had much time to be able to do it.
Some pretty funny content, though. There's one idea that I think is the funniest, where you drive on the freeway and you're pointing out people that have expired tags. Classic. So funny.
Well, if you want another fun fact, about 10% of the cars out there are expired right now.
Well.
Like, we went through parking lots and, like, looked at them. 10%
endless
expired,
content is what I see there. That's hilarious.
We're never going to run out of expired plates.
That's so funny.
We'll have some other funny ones, and
coming up soon.
Yeah. Okay. So stay tuned to us.
I love it. And then obviously all of your stuff will be linked below the video and below the podcast on audio. So make sure and check it out. All of it will be linked there. If you're in Utah, don't go into to an emissions place.
Don't do it.
Book Daniel instead.
We come to you.
That's what I'm going to say. And then the last question we ask everybody here, once again, Garage Theme Podcast. Behind us one day, when you come back, maybe not when you come back.
But yeah, that may be a little too soon.
A couple years down the road,
ooh,
we're going to have a background that's a little different, like I said, with some equipment, we'll say. But if you make it big, you are balling, okay? Money's not an object. Dream car. What are you putting in your garage?
Could I make my own? I'm just kidding.
Sure.
I really like Aston Martins.
Nice.
Or Ferraris.
Okay.
Either one of those. Not the electric Ferrari, though, but like the old school.
Because that's a piece of garbage and everyone hates it.
Absolutely terrible.
Yep.
But Ferraris and like Aston Martins, I think, are beautiful cars.
Do you have specific?
Not really. I'll get more specific once I'm getting
up
to it.
There you go. There you go. You can. Yeah, you'll refine your taste once you give them test drives. Very, very good. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode today. So thanks to you for coming on. I mean, you were the first person I thought of to do this. I was like, I need
emissions, car themed. Yeah, it's
emissions, car themed. It fits really, really well. But also, I love Daniel. Daniel's one of the best ones out there, and just a phenomenal guy and phenomenal business. So can't wait to see where Mobile Emissions goes.
Yeah.
Like I said one more time, all of that will be linked below this video or in the description of the podcast if you're listening on audio. So thanks, Daniel.
Thanks.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
So Mobile Emissions is going big. We can all agree with that after talking to Daniel, because I know it is. I think it's just such a good idea. And good news for all of us that live in Utah County. They just got into Utah County this week. So after our interview, he's live in Utah County. I'm so pumped about it. But as I'm reviewing kind of the conversation that I had with Daniel, a couple things are sticking out to me that I think I want to re-emphasize really quickly as we kind of finish up and kind of take some things away from our conversation. So the first one is Daniel's example of research. So obviously he was doing it as part of a program, like a part of a project, some way he was going about it, writing 4 business ideas down per day. Now, if you're just getting started, you have that entrepreneurial mindset and you want to get started, there might not be a better way than doing that. I mean, just to get your mind flowing, to get ideas on paper is the first step to pretty much anything. Like with Mobile Emissions, that was one of the ideas he kept coming back to, and like he kept being drawn to that idea. And after his research, he found out that it was non-existent at the moment. So research is key, and I mean, if you're at an idea stage, brainstorming is perfect for that. So definitely get your research in, write down ideas. If you're already a business owner, you're just growing, you're kind of at a little bit of a later stage, just keep doing it. Just keep writing things down. Like, that's the best way to figure things out. And then what I like as well about Daniel is, he obviously had conversations with other people, but he kept a lot of it to himself. and was just like, hey, I'm going to go do this, and I have an idea, and I feel like this is the right way to go. I'm going to move counties where I have no friends, where I don't know anybody, so that I can make this work. And that little bit of sacrifice, I think, is huge. But bring in collaborators to share those ideas with people, make sacrifices, and it's going to get big. So once again, research, brainstorm. Those are great things to take away. As well, he mentioned something that I've thought a lot about is mentorship. And it kind of goes back to something that the GOAT, Alex Hormozy, talks about, where if he's going to invest money in something, he's found more value. And there's tons and tons of clips on this online. Please go search those up. But he's found tons more value in investing in himself, which means extra education, meaning non-linear structured education, more like he goes and pays a mentor or goes to do a program or goes and does a training thing. He said that he's found way more value in that than he's ever gotten from investing in crypto or any of the stocks or anything like that. The S&P 500 he mentioned specifically, but he said he's found infinitely more value in investing that money in himself than otherwise. And Daniel obviously did too, because push came to shove. He's starting this business. He's starting to grow, and he decides to go join this program at the University of Utah, which is an MBC program. I did some research on it. Very, very cool program. Definitely helpful for you if you are looking for a mentor, and that's kind of the route you want to take. They've got some really, really cool people on their list as mentors. Very, very cool. Go do that if you feel like you should. But Daniel invested in himself, and obviously now he has the cool degree. He's got the backing of that behind him, but he got mentorship. He got to meet with someone who had made those mistakes early on so that Daniel didn't have to make those mistakes. And I think that's how infinitely valuable is that. And with Daniel's specific case, to talk to someone who's done it before and who has accomplished those challenges, it means that Daniel doesn't have to. And Alex Hormozy talks about this too. It means that he doesn't have to make the same mistakes. He can just pay to skip those mistakes. It's pay to play, but definitely worth it if you really think that that's where you should go. That's 100% worth it according to these people that are extremely successful. So definitely look into that. It's definitely worthwhile to invest in yourself. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. If you'd like some, comment below. I've got some ideas for you, and I've got some very, very helpful resources as well. The biggest doubter that a lot of entrepreneurs have is themselves. Daniel mentioned this a couple times, that while some of the other people we've talked to have had some outside hate, people that they know, people that they love are kind of, for lack of a better term, they're criticizing them, saying, oh, you should just go get a stable job. Why are you doing it this way? Like for Camden specifically, is you need to finish school. For Dylan, it was, a professor said, if you already have a portfolio, you don't need this. Dylan's was a little bit different, but they had some outside factors kind of impacting them. And for Daniel, he didn't. He had a really, really solid support. And for him, his biggest hater was himself. His biggest doubter was his own brain. And he mentioned something that I've kind of taken to heart recently, and figured out for my own mental state and my mental game as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneurial minded person, is the mental game. For those of us that have played sports, we know how important it is to stay on top of your mental game as well as your physical game. Daniel embodies that, I think. He does CrossFit. Okay. So he's a very, very big CrossFit guy. And obviously you can see he's buff, he's strong. He plays golf. He plays basketball every week. Anyway, the thing about sports that you can equate to business is having that mental game strong eliminates half your competition already, because the weak are going to fall off, the weak are going to die out, the weak are not going to focus. And if you can get yourself to do that, it's extremely valuable again. And Daniel knows that controlling his mental game and really beating himself at the mental game is super important. And for me, recently, that has kind of taken the form of meditation. It's nothing crazy. I'm not like doing poses in my on my balcony, on a yoga mat, but I'm taking a quiet moment and listening to, I really like affirmations. I think they're great. It helps me just think in a better way. And so for me, that's kind of what it is. For you, it might be some good music. It might be just relaxation, however that might work for you. For me, that's what I do, is meditation. But making sure your mental game is tip-top shape is the best. And it just makes every day waking up, you're confronting these problems, these issues, these challenges you need to solve, these puzzle pieces you need to put together with such a better attitude, with such a better frame of mind. And I mean, just the sheer thinking positively is gonna help a ton. So those three things, just to summarize, researching can lead to discovery of what you're going to be doing. Brainstorm. Mentorship, if you're investing in yourself, that's more beneficial than just about anything else, because you're gaining the knowledge to get you higher up, which is it's infinitely valuable. Please go watch some Alex Hormozi clips. There's tons of other people online, but I think Alex Hormozi kind of he makes it just so much more clear than everybody else. So go look those up. In fact, I'll link one below if you want to watch it. It's one of my favorites. And then controlling your mental game, figuring out how to be a mental giant is going to help you immensely. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Garage Built this week. Let's go control our mental game. Let's brainstorm as much as we can and invest in ourselves always. So like, subscribe, follow along. If you're listening on audio, thank you so much for listening on audio. If you'd like to see my pretty face and Daniel's pretty face, go check us out on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, thanks for subscribing, and we will see you next time. Thanks.